way back. That's why I was hard for me to hear you, right? So can I call you Tay? So Tay, you ever heard about Moses, how Moses delivered the children of Israel out of Egypt? When he said, let my people go, you ever heard about that? That was Moses. I thought I just said that was Moses. Yeah, that was Moses. When Moses delivered the children of Israel out of Egypt, he said, let my people go. He told Pharaoh, let my people go. So did anybody ever tell you that that was your history that people spoke of? Bring it out. They told you that? So if you knew that, right? There was 12 tribes that Moses, by the hand of God, delivered from the children of from the land of Egypt, right? There was 12 of those tribes. Right here, if you can see it from there, if you got to come closer, which one of those tribes do you descend from?
Let them know, what?
You descend from the tribe of Judah, right? Yes. How long have you known this? Oh, you learned it. It was these brothers right here that was teaching you? Okay, all praises. Now, what have you done with that? Give me Deuteronomy chapter 10. What have you done with that information so far? You stored it? You're still learning, right? Okay. So you want to take the information and then you want to keep adding on to it. How you doing, brother? What's your name? Samuel? That's a powerful name, brother. You know it was biblical? You knew that? So watch this. Hey, Samuel, what this brother just told me, right, is that you ever heard of Moses, how he delivered the children of Israel out of Egypt? What he just told me is what he learned, right, was that he descended from those people that Moses delivered out of Egypt, right? And what tribe you said you was from? Judah, right? What tribe would you say you from? What's your nationality? What does America call you? Choctaw? So if you look closely, can you see it from there? Right here, the American Indians in the Bible, because God created everybody, right? And he gave them names just like he named the animals, right? So in the Bible, the American Indians are from the tribe of Gad, right? Which means a troop. That's what your name is, right? If your father was Choctaw Indian, you would be from the tribe of Gad.
That's right.
Right? So what your next question should be is, how do I know that? Right? Can I prove that out the Bible, right? Because in the Bible, it has our history up until how we got into this land and the prophecy of how we're supposed to get out of this land, right? So now, how did the Native Americans get here? You don't know? I'm gonna read it to you, right? You're from the tribe of Gad. That's one thing you must know. First, give me that in Genesis chapter 49. I think it's verse 14. Which one is it? About Gad. Watch this. I want to teach you about Gad. How you doing, brother? How you doing, brother? What these brothers behind you, they're learning their history. They're learning their culture, nationality. How you doing, brother? What's your name? Mikey? Mikey? Mike. Same name, brother. Hey, so what we're teaching, right? We're teaching culture, nationality. We're teaching history, right? What this brother just told me is he's Native American. He comes from the tribe of Gad, right? And when we look on this sign, the reason why I'm having these brothers identify himself, he said he's from the tribe of Judah, right? The reason why I'm having them identify themselves is because God's chosen people are the children of Israel. What they're called today is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They've been enslaved and reclassified, renamed, right? So what we're doing is we're restoring that back to you, right? We're not asking you for $1. The pastor's not going to teach you this and he's going to pass the tithing plate around. But we're opening up the Bible and we're going to read it to you. Read.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him.
It says, Gad, a troop shall overcome him. Now, when you think about the Native Americans, right? I got some images right here. Is this the right one or is it the other one?
Yep, that one.
It's this one. It's this one, right? When you think about the Native Americans, it said a troop shall overcome him, right? Who came over here and overcame the Native Americans that was in this land? Europeans, right? What kind of Europeans? Right here you got Spaniards. Right here you got Spaniards, which is why you have many Native Americans that was here. You have the Aztec Indians, you have the Inca Indians, you have the Mayan Indians, you have the Native American Indians, you have the Seminole Indians, right? And we have all those tribes here, right? So who came over here? What kind of Europeans? It was the Spaniard, right? Give me, now go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 49. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 49. I want to show you how the prophecy lines up to how your people got here today, right? Give me that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
So if you were already here, God says he's going to bring a nation against you from far, right? The Native American Indians, they came over here on their own, and that's in the Bible as well. But I want to show you, since I showed you this, I want to show you how they were conquered. It says, the Lord shall send a nation against thee from far. The reason why the Lord did this is because we refused to keep his commandments, right? Watch this.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth.
From the end of the earth, the whole other side of the earth, God brought them from far, right? Let's see what God says about them. He's going to give you a clue who they are.
As swift as the eagle flight.
As swift as what?
The eagle flight.
What's the symbolism for this country we live in, bro? The eagle. What's the symbol for Spain? Look, right here. The Spanish coin, right? You see that? If you can't see it from there, just come closer. What's that right there? What you see on that coin? It looks like an eagle. Because God sent this nation against us for breaking his commandments. He says, I'm going to send a nation against you from far, as swift as the eagle flies. Read.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
So when they came over here and they spoke Spanish or they spoke English or whatever language they spoke, did we understand that language? We did not, right? So God says this people is going to come against you from far, and they're going to speak a language that you don't know. Read.
A nation of fierce countenance.
It says it's going to be a nation of fierce countenance. Read.
Which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
They're going to kill the old and the young to conquer this land. They don't care who they kill. They're going to kill everybody to conquer this land. Do we got the other one with the pictures of what is it? What's his name? Is this it? No, this ain't it.
Which one you looking for?
That's not it? We don't got it? Okay. So what they came over here with, the cross and white Jesus. That's what they came over here with, right? So when they came over here with that, they came over here to conquer the land. We already had our culture, right? Man. Yeah, give me the flyer, man. We already had our culture. We already had our civilization set up. We were not living like this. The reason why we're naked here is because they took everything from us. This is the reason why we're naked. Yeah, watch this. I got you. Watch this. I want to show you this. I want to show you this real quick. Come closer. Because I had it on the sign before, right? So like when you see Native Americans here, right, or Native Indians right here, they stripped our wardrobe. We had civilizations, we had cities and kingdoms, we had sewer systems, we had everything established before they came here. That's right. And we even taught them most of it, right? But when we taught it to them, guess what happened? Give me Psalms chapter 50 and verse what is that? Psalm chapter 50 and verse smooth. Yeah. 55. Give me that. In verse 21. Watch this. I want to show you what happened when they came over here. When they came over here and they conquered our people, this is what happened. Read.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
So it says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. How many covenants did the white man make with the Native Indians? How many covenants? Treaties. Treaties, promises, right? Do you know anything about that? So they made treaties with the Native Americans, right? And the treaties they made with the Native Americans is, we won't come on this land, we'll make a treaty with y'all, and we won't come on this land, and we won't take no more land from y'all if y'all let us have this piece of land. But did they obey that? They didn't. You can see it today. They conquered the whole land, read.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
But what was in his heart?
But war was in his heart.
That's why God says they shall not have no regard for the old nor the young. They'll kill everybody to conquer this land. And that's exactly what they did. That's why we're here today, and we're not calling ourselves Gad, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Reuben, Zebulun, Simeon. We're not calling ourselves by that no more, because they came and they conquered this land and they stripped everything from us. Now when you see Native American Indians, you can only see them butt naked. You can't see them in their glorious and royal appear. When you read history about them, it said they wore clothes with gold woven into their clothes. That's what they wore. That's how they dressed, like royalty, like kings. Go back to Deuteronomy. Actually, give me that in 2 Chronicles chapter 5 and verse 18. 2 Chronicles chapter 5 and verse 18. And then after that, I want 2 Ezra chapter 13. What I'm showing you is what happened to your people. Now I'm gonna start to show you who they are, the kind of culture they dressed, the kind of culture they had, and how they got over here. Read.
The book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 5 and verse 18. The sons of Reuben and the Gadites and half the tribe of Manasseh.
It said the sons of Reuben, right? When you look right here, how you doing, sister? How you doing? What's your name? Jamada? Hey, Jamada, I want you to listen real quick. What I'm going over with this brother is his culture, his nationality in the Bible, right? What he just learned is that he's from the tribe of Gad. And what I'm reading right now is the similarities of who those people are in the Bible.
If I had a choice of where I want to be,
you can see me running to the battleground.
Front line, first infantry.
I want to be the first one there to get down.
I would die on a daily.
I'm coming up to sacrifice me right now.
Put me in the army of the Most High. Put me in the army of the Most High. Milk dripping from my cheek, but I put down the rattle, for thou was girding me with strength for the battle. God.
In America, do they call you American black? African American? So you would be from the tribe of Judah, right? What about you? Tribe of Judah, right? I want to go over that with y'all. And what I'm giving him is the same thing that I'm going to give to y'all, right? Read that again.
The sons of Reuben and the Gadites.
It says the sons of Reuben and the Gadites. The sons of Reuben are the Seminole Indians. These are the Seminole Indians, right? And then it said the Gadites. The tribe of Gad are the American Indians. Read.
And half the tribe of Manasseh.
The tribe of Manasseh are the Cubans, right? Which were Manasseh, the Cubans, which were also Indians in this land as well. Read. Boricuas, right?
Of valiant men. Men able to bear buckler and sword, and to shoot with bow.
And to do what?
And to shoot with bow.
What kind of weapons did the Native Americans use?
And to shoot with bow.
When you see Native Americans on TV, what's their main weapon? Bow and arrows, right? These are the traits that show you who they are in the Bible, right? These are some of the traits. Give me, now let's go to 2 Ezra. I want to go to 2 Ezra real quick. 2 Ezra chapter, what is that, 13 verse 40. I want you to listen clearly, because now God is going to tell you how they got to this land. Were they always here? He's going to give you a road map. And I want to use, do we got the map? The back of this? This is the map right here. So now we got the map, right? And God is going to give you the road map inside the Bible. Read.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40. These are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
Now it says 10 tribes because some of the tribes were left back in Jerusalem. Some of the tribes didn't come over here, but 10 of them came over here, right? So when you read down, when you look at 10 of the tribes, you have 10 of the tribes that went to another land. And I want you to focus. Read.
In the time of Hosea the king.
In the time of Hosea the king. How you doing, brother? What's your name? B? Hey, you know what we talking about, B? What's your nationality? Hispanic. Perfect. We're talking about how the Hispanics came to this land. You know that? History? How they came here. Watch this. We reading it. Watch.
Whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
So now Salmanassar was a king that conquered Israel, right? He was an Assyrian king that conquered Israel. This is before they came to America, right? And when he conquered them, they came from under captivity, and they did what? Read.
But they took this counsel among themselves.
So once they got out of that captivity, they took counsel among themselves. They talked and planned on how to go somewhere else. Read.
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
That they would leave the land that they were captive in. Read.
And go forth into a further country.
And they wanted to go into a further country. Where at?
Where never mankind dwelt.
Where what?
Where never mankind dwelt.
Where what?
Where never mankind dwelt.
Who dwelt here before you? Before your people. Who dwelt here before your people? Nobody. So if you were the first people here, guess what? Nobody dwelt here before you. So God says that this is how you got here. That the children of Israel will go further into another country where never mankind dwelt. Because you were the first ones here. Read.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Because we didn't keep the statutes in our own land, which is why we were kicked out of there. God says a nation shall come against you from far. How you doing, sister? What's your name? Kaylin? What's your nationality, Kaylin? Hispanic. That's perfect. I'm glad you're bringing these brothers and sisters up here. I'm glad you're bringing them up here. What we're talking about is how the Hispanics got to this land. Are you Mexican? You're Mexican, right? You know how Mexicans got here? You ever heard about it? Was it through the icy land, Barren Straits? How they get here? Through a desert? Let me show you something. Come closer. I want you to look at this map, right? They got to this land through a desert. From what country or what land? Okay. So how did they get to Mexico is what I'm asking.
Oh, okay.
People from Africa was coming to Mexico, right? Okay. I like that answer. This is the reason why I like that answer. Because what we're reading is how the Mexicans got here, right? So what we're reading, read that again. Start from verse 40 again.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king.
So what we're talking about, the topic is the 10 tribes. I know you probably don't understand it, but I want to explain it to you. It said the 10 tribes, right? Right here we have 12 of them. 10 of them went to another country, a whole nother country. And this is the history of what we're teaching. Nobody's ever going to teach you this. Read.
Whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters.
Over the what?
Over the waters, and so came they into another land.
So Salmanassar carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land, right? So this is where we first lived. This is where we first lived, right here. We lived in a land called Israel. This is where the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are from, originally, right? And then he carried us over into another land, right? Read.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country.
So after they were taken captive, and then they went further into another country, they took counsel among themselves. It's like, man, I want to leave here. Let's go somewhere else. This is what they did. Read.
where never mankind dwelt.
It says where never mankind dwelt. So this whole side of the continent was inhabited, but nobody ever lived here before the Mexicans, the Native Americans, the Seminole Indians, the Inca Indians, the Boricuas, the Mayans, right? Nobody ever lived here before you, right? So the first people to inhabit this land were you guys, read?
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
So they wanted to go into a further country where never mankind dwelt. The only country that never mankind dwelt was this side of the world, right? So they wanted to come here so that they can keep their statutes, which they didn't keep in this land. This is why they were cast out of that land. Go ahead.
And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river.
So the way they got over here is, if you see right here, it says the Euphrates, the narrow passages of the river. This is the river they took to go out of that land. Read.
For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
So through this country, right, they had to go this way because they were on this side of the continent. They went this way and down and around. It took them a year and a half to do this, right? So they went this way, they took the Euphrates, went this way, down around the bottom tip of Africa, and it said it took them a year and a half, and the Most High stayed the floods, meaning he calmed the water so that they can go this way. Go ahead.
And the same region is called Arsaris.
So when they got to the land, the same region of the land that they went to was called Arsaris at that time. Who got the definition for me? Watch this. All right, go ahead.
The name of the land beyond the great river.
It said the name of the land beyond the great river. Read.
Far away from the habitation of man.
Far away from where?
The habitation of man.
Remember in the Bible it says where never mankind dwelt. This land was far away from the habitation of man. Read.
In which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell.
In where who will dwell?
The 10 tribes of Israel.
Now this is not history from the Bible. This is history from another source that people already knew. So if the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell here, and they were the first ones to dwell here, are they really blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? No, they are the children of Israel. That's who you are. You would be from the, you would be from the tribe of Issachar. Okay, watch this.
Observing the laws of Moses until the time of restoration, according to 4th Esdras chapter 13, verse 45.
According to 4th Ezra chapter 13, verse 45. That's what we just read. They referenced it out of the Bible, right? I have another history book real quick. Read that.
This is the origins of American Indians.
So American Indians is talking about
Gather the sheep,
which are the Mexicans, the Mayans, and so forth and so on. Incas, Boricuas, read.
This is page 88. The Mexicans are originally of the 10 tribes captured by Salmanessar, and of the family of Issachar, whom the Indians recognize as their special ancestor.
So the so-called Mexicans are from the tribe of Issachar is what this history book just said, right? But they'll never tell you that.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.